Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year to everyone that's joining. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and New Year. It probably feels like a distant memory because I know it does for me and Cara. We've gotten back into this week like it never even happened. Um, so this is the first of three webinars that we're doing in January, and they all link together. So it's Grow with Salon IQ, Smooth Systems, Stronger Salons. So we want to help you just streamline as much as we can for 2026. And make your life easier is our goal. So let's crack on. Oh, let me just move you out of the way, Cara. So today is about simplifying, strengthening, and streamlining your salon. So it's about optimizing your appointment book, improving client communication, utilizing automated marketing, and enhancing your stock management. I'm Jenny, and I'm co-hosting today with Cara, I'm sure you all know. So in 2026, we really want to help give you back more time, give you more consistency, more control, and more profitability. I think there's a lot of noise about salons making more profit this year to come back fighting because we've all been through a bit of a tough time. So let's get started. So most salons that we work with and speak to experience the same turning point, and it happens when they realize that they don't need to accept daily chaos as the norm. Um, Automation can save you hours every day or every week. If you're doing things manually, then really we can make things so much easier for you, and how a simple dashboard can remove so much uncertainty from your day-to-day business. So if you were to think about your salon right now, try and think about where your biggest opportunity is. Where's the biggest win you're going to get from making a simple change? So is it reducing friction or barriers that you've got? Is it automating the essentials so that you don't have to think about it, but it just happens? Or is it running with real data? So how deep are you going to get into your data this year? So just take a moment there to think about where your biggest opportunity is for your business and your salon right now. Over 70% of a salon's revenue is decided inside their appointment book. So I'm sure you'd all agree that that's where your money comes from. It's clients coming in every week, every month, every quarter. And that's where we need to focus on starting to get everything streamlined, so that when clients are booking, it's an easy experience. You haven't got to do loads of admin work in the background, and it kind of just runs itself and gives you the best opportunities to cram cram as many people in as we can into the business. So Cara's going to start in a bit with going through the practical, but the heart of your system really is your appointment book. So we're going to show you today how the booking icons, so many of you may know what they mean already, many of you don't, or don't have them turned on so you can't see what they do. But there's an appointment dashboard, which you may or may not use. Creating clarity with color choices. So do you have your blocks fully covered, or do you just have a little slither of color? And do you have everything color coded, or is it everything just free for all and it's just a bit of a jumble? But does it make sense when you look at it immediately? Can you see that all of the pinks are your colors, or all of the blues are waxing services, for example? Then we can help you by showing you how to make appointments faster with the booking wizard. Protect your time slots for accuracy, so you're not getting those annoying little gaps in between clients, or big gaps where it's not quite enough to maybe do a service that's worth having in there. How to fix the view to your preferred liking, so everyone can have their own settings under their own pin codes, which means that if you like to look at it one way but your team member works in a different way, because we are all so different, you can literally customize it to suit your needs and what you need to see on a day-to-day basis. We've also got a range of alerts and notes that you can have on the appointment book to help make life easier as well. And then we'll show you as well how to really be able to spot gaps instantly with the booking wizard, manage clients using the booking indicators, and then manage your late clients and no-shows, and then who's checked in, who's checked out. So just to really make sure that you've got everything you need to just, one glance, and you know what you're doing and who's in and who's out. Then we're going to move on to automated marketing. So we obviously want you to be able to work smarter, not harder. Automation removes repetitive tasks. So your team can focus on your clients, you can focus on your business and your team, and keep it, running in the background. So do you send confirmations when have a client book in? Does it by email? Is it by text? Do you send reminders to keep everyone running on time and to reduce your no-shows? Again, are you sending it by text, by email, or do you do both? A lot of salons do both, sort of email before, 4 days before, and then a text the day before or 2 days before. So they work in tandem. A lot of people just use one or the other, but really having them both on is really going to sort of pick up your game on reducing those no-shows and late cancellations. And then follow-ups and no-show recovery. So how many people go online to make an appointment online and don't complete their booking because the door goes, or you can smell burning dinner or something like that? So you run away and then you forget what you were doing, because that's my life. I come back and then I move on to something else, and I've lost that appointment. You've lost that client. So which one of these automations is going to save you? If you could turn one of them on right now, which one's going to have the most impact on saving you time tomorrow? Because these are all steps here that you can turn on today. They're live in seconds and they will work straight away. And then finally, the last bit of today is your stock system supporting your revenue or silently draining it? I noticed that somebody had put on a comment on our benchmark stats that we share, that they were shocked at how low the benchmark for retail was in salons. And I think it's still a really sticking point of people not wanting to feel salesy and not wanting to come across like they're a harsh seller. But really, your retail, that's, the little goal that should be 10%, I think it is, of your rent or something like that, to cover your salon rent. But a lot of us just avoid retail like it's a bit of a plague. And we've done a retail webinar before, like late last year, and some of the ideas were incredible. So we're going to just help you as well with stock, making sure that you're not got stock that's been sat there for ages and no one wants to buy it, and just making the most from it, really. And then again, we've got in the app, your stock room is cash on your shelves. So are you over ordering? Have you got loads of money sitting in the salon that's costing you thousands and you're not moving it quick enough? Do you over order and then you haven't got the strategy behind it to get those sales moving at the same time? So in Salon IQ, you can see exactly what's being used, what's being sold, and what's being wasted. So we're going to go through all of those three key areas this morning. And we'll show you this report, which is your dead stock report, which is a really good one to see. Maybe today, this week, start the new year off, get rid of all the stuff that's just not doing anything, not performing, make room for maybe new products or products that are going to sell so much better, and keeps you moving forward as a salon. So I'm going to shut up now. And then Cara is going to get practical because we've got a lot to go through this morning. So over to you, Cara.
Right, I'm just going to share my screen. Lots to go through today, what to start on. I think we're going to start on the appointment page because there's a lot of things on the appointments that people don't realise what Salon IQ can do. So we click on the three dots in the top right hand side. This is where you're able to change your appointment book. So you can filter your appointment book to what you want to be able to see, and not many people know this. So the first thing is you can see show all team members. This will show every single team member, even if they are in the salon that day or whether they are on a day off. I tend to have it off because I don't like to have too many people on the appointment page at the very same time. Then you've got show sick and holiday, maternity leave, and anyone who's got a block out in their appointment. And then you've got fit to screen horizontally and fit to screen vertically. Now I'm going to show you what that does. So if I just turn off fit to screen horizontally and then go back to the appointment page, what you'll see is that the appointment page will change so you can actually scroll through the diary. So you've got this on the right hand side. So you can change your appointment page so you can scroll through it rather than having everybody on the page at exactly the same time. It works really well if you've got a lot of columns and loads of people that work in the salon that you can actually go through and just slide through those team members. Show out of bound appointments. We do get some calls from our support team about this, that people say, we've got an appointment booked in today and I can't see it and I don't know why I can't see it. And that's just because you need to show your out of bounds appointments. And what that will do is anyone who's booked in after hours, it will still show their appointment on the very bottom of the page. If you do any beauty and you do have rooms and resources, which are your machines, then if you click them on, you will be able to see the rooms on your diary. So you can see here, we've got our nail bar, our pedicure station, room 1, room 2, and these here are our machines, resource 1 and resource 2. Turn them back off. You've got show zero appointments. That works very well for you guys who are booking in things like a toner. So if you've got a toner booked in your diary and it's at a 0 duration, you can't actually physically see that on the appointment book. If you turn it on to show 0 appointments, you would then see your 0 appointments on the diary. So you will be able to click on that appointment. It'll just show as a little circle. But I don't have any 0 appointments in. You've got show appointment preview. It's either a love or a hate this, but it's very Marmite for Salon IQ. When you hover over the appointment here, this is called the preview. So you can see when I'm hovering over the appointment, it's showing this little box and it's basically breaking down each individual part of that appointment. You can turn that off if you want to. You just turn the toggle off on here, and then that'll remove the preview. You've got show timeline. So if we just go back on here and we're just hovering over the appointment, you can see at the top of the box, can you see where it says booked 54 days ago, created by Karen, last visit? Some people just want that box to be much smaller. They just want a basic overview of what that appointment is. If you want to hide that information, then you can go in here and just click off the toggle for show timeline. Show first booking alert, which is a crown. I mean, I don't know why you would turn that off. I absolutely love the fact that it shows the crown on the appointment. The crown on the appointment means that the client is a new client. I'm sure we all know that, but if you did ever want to turn it off, then you can turn it off in your UI settings. Show visual feedback. I think for this one, I think it's always great for anyone who's a new starter or anyone who's new to Salon IQ to always have the show visual feedback on. And let me just show you what that does. When you have it switched on, I'm going to drag this appointment and I'm going to pop it over here. And when you move the appointment, what will happen is when my computer, I don't know what's going on with my computer today, when it moves, the appointment will flash and it'll flash in red. And you've probably noticed that before. And basically it's just showing you that the appointment has, there you go, eventually, that the appointment has been moved. So visual means that when you drag an appointment or you move an appointment to be longer, the system will flash. Again, the reason we have that is really good for new starters who are all like this and press something and they press it by mistake and they forget what they've clicked and it'll visually show them the appointment that they've moved. Show price duration change alerts. That's a very, very good one. So if I move an appointment from Jenny, who charges £50 for a cut and finish, and I move it over to Cara, who charges £45, when I drag the appointment, it will pop up and say, there is a price change on this appointment, which is really great. If you're moving an appointment for a client, you're going to be able to say the appointment is going to be, you know, £5 less, £5 more. So you'll be able to update the client on that. Show status icons, your pound signs, your skin test notes, anything like that that we've got on the appointment page. So I say always have that on. And then we have this feature. It's pretty new. I'd say it's about 12 months old. We've got a scrolling day note. If there is something really important that you want to say to your team, if I left click on Stacey and I go to edit day note, I can pop on here that she needs to do a stock take. And because I've got scroll and day note on, you'll see now that the appointment is going down the diary. It's very, very good to use and it's easy to see as well. And that will remain on the day that you've added that note. If you don't like it scrolling because you don't like the visual of that happening, you can just turn off the scroll and day note. The note will still be there at the very top. You can still hover over and see what that note is, but the scroll will disappear.
I didn't know that, Cara.
Oh, there you go. Everyone learns
Every
something
day's a
new.
school day.
Some people absolutely love the scroll a day note, but then obviously you've got people who've got epilepsy and problems with the eyesight. So sometimes something scrolling can actually be, not very good on the eyes. So we try to give you the both options. You've got calendar on the right side, calendar on the left. That is again whether your preference. So you can see here if I click on the black dot on the left hand side, I've got my calendar here. If you want to move it to the right hand side, you can do by going into your UI settings. Or you can hide the calendar. If you don't want to go through the calendar, you can hide that as well. Lock week start. So lock week start would mean that if you want the week to start on a Wednesday and you want to see it every Wednesday, if I lock it here, it means that when I'm using these arrows and I'm going through the appointment page, it locks the week and it'll stay on that particular day. So really good. Go through the UI settings. It's all personal to anyone who logs in. You only have to do this once. Once you've actually set up your UI settings, you will not need to do it again. So something a bit different that we've not showed you before. So on the diary, so you can see I've got different colours for my appointments. So you can see I've got colours in here. So I've got a light blue and I've got a green, and we can filter all of the appointments to be whatever colour you want it to be. So you can see that I've got this one on pink, I've got my cuts on green, and then I've got my half head of foils and all of my highlights in the light blue. There is an option to change how the appointment book looks. Me personally, I don't like the way it is now. I think I prefer it to be the way I'm going to show you. It's very 50-50. So I'm just going to show you this change. If we go to settings and then we go to global settings, you can change the appearance of your page so that your appointments all appear grey.
How boring.
No, I like it in grey, and I'll show you the reason why once my computer starts catching up with itself. Don't
You
know
need a
what's.
new one.
Oh, it's because I use it too much. So then we go to appearance here on the left-hand side, and we've got this part that says colour whole appointment. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to click on save, and then we're going to go back to the appointment page so you can see the changes.
I'm
While
interested here in the chat, Cara. Sorry, I'm just going to say if the
whilst we're
full
in here
color
as
was
well,
option
might
one,
as well just
full color is option one. This one will be
yeah.
option two. Which one does everybody use right now? I'm interested to know whether people prefer the option one, the full color, or option two, just the grey with the slither.
Yeah, I prefer option two. Whilst we're in here, you will also see all of your colours that you can amend for your appointment book. So if you want your holiday to be a particular colour, all we're doing is we're clicking on here. I can change my holidays to be pink if I wanted to, and then we just click on save. So you can actually go through and change the colours. We've also got these rebooking screens, which are really, really great. So when you're rebooking your appointment, you'll get a box that pops up to say, would you like to rebook the client? And it'll give you the options of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's very easy then to click that button and go straight to that week. Okay, so let's go back to the appointment page to see how it looks. And this is how my appointment page looks now. Very, very good if you do two-way text messaging, and I'll tell you why. So anyone who does two-way text messaging means that they are sending out appointment reminders and the clients are replying back yes to confirm, or sometimes no to cancel, no to change. And you'll see there's two different colours of grey on my appointment. You've got this one here, which is darker grey, and then you've got this one here, which is a lighter grey. The darker grey means we've sent the text message, but the client has not replied. The client hasn't replied back yes to confirm. Okay. The lighter colour of grey, again, you can change these in the settings that I've just shown you. My lighter colour of grey means that the client has replied to say yes, they will attend their appointment. Now, just because they've not replied doesn't mean that they're not going to show up to their appointment, but it's a very good visual to know that you can actually give the client a call as a reminder, get your reception to give them a call or send them another text message if you need to. The appointments in yellow are your online bookings. So anyone who books online, yes, you get the Wi-Fi image. So you get the Wi-Fi image at the bottom, little icon, but it's in yellow. So it just means that when I'm scrolling through my appointment page and I see any appointments that are yellow, I'm going to look at them and think, have they booked the right thing? Just going to go on and check. And it's just more visual to me that I can see that their appointments are in yellow. What you can also do with this is if I look at this appointment and I think, actually, that's great. I'm happy with that appointment. I can click on that appointment. I can then go to memo here. You can see the review status is on review. And I want to say, right, it's fine. We've looked at it. It's perfect. I'm going to change the review status to none. I'm going to click on save. And the appointment has now changed to the normal colour. So it means that, yes, they booked online. You can still see the little Wi-Fi symbol, but I've confirmed that I've checked that appointment and it's great. She's booked the right thing. You can also use the review in a different way. I've booked this appointment in with Karen. I've booked Sally in with Karen, but I need to tell Karen something, but she's busy. And I don't want to walk over to her and say, Karen, I've booked someone in on Monday. Can you check it? I can click on Karen's appointment. I can then go to memo. I can change to review and I can just put Karen, can you check, etc., etc. And I can click on save and that appointment will now be in yellow. So Karen could be like, why is my appointment in yellow? I'm going to hover over it and you'll see the blue line here and it's giving Karen the notes. And that's telling my team member, please, can you check this? I've booked it in, but I'm not quite sure. Can you squeeze it in or not? Yeah. For those of you who do two-way text messages, the other color, which I'm just going to change onto my one is, if someone replies back to a text message that says anything other than yes, yes to confirm or yes kiss, and the appointment will go red. And that means the client has replied back to the text message and they've wrote you a message that you need to reply to. Again, another very visual thing to see on the diary, that client has replied back. We need to check that message to see what she said. Okay, so both very different. You can still see on the left-hand side the colours. Now you might not be able to see because you're dialed into me, but on the left-hand side of my appointments, I can still see the colour of the services. So I can still see the dark green, I can still see the light blue, and then if I go over to I don't know where my pink one's gone, but I'll be able to see the pink as well. So be interesting to see in the chat what you guys prefer and how you visually use your appointment book. As I say, most of the time when I speak to clients, it's very, very 50-50.
You're outnumbered, I'm afraid, Cara, because everyone said
Right.
option one. Yeah.
No, I absolutely love option two. Okay, we'll move on then. So moving on, we'll go on to the appointment dashboard. And so the very top of Salon IQ, we've got this bit here that says appointment dashboard. This should be used daily. It should be used daily. So we click on appointment dashboard and there's lots of things for your team and yourself to work through. So the first one that it's loaded into is booking review, which is what we've just gone through. So booking review just gives you a list of all of the clients that have made an appointment. Okay, so these clients have made an appointment online. You'll see all the information about it here, what their account balance is, if they've had a last skin test. And this book and review in here you would then be able to click on the edit, and then you can change the review to none, and then that will remove it from this list. So if you're one of those salons and you want to check every single online booking, go to review, check the booking, happy with that. I'm going to click here, change to none, save, and that'll remove them off the list. Okay. We've got booking conflicts and book out conflicts. What that will do is that will look at any conflicts that you've got in your diary. So if you've got any double bookings, so you've got a client booked in, but then one of your team member has a holiday, it would show as an appointment conflict. And you will be able to see in here who it is, the date, and then when you click on that conflict, it then flashes in here. And you can see this is my conflict. Paul is on holiday and he's got these two clients booked in. Great way to go. I need to move those appointments over to somebody else. So that's your booking conflicts. You know, in the worst case scenario, if someone leaves the salon as well and you mark them as a day off, and when they've left, you can actually go to the dashboard and work through all of those appointments that you need to change. Skin test due will give you a list of everyone who's due in for a skin test when they're due in the next 3 days, 7 days, and 30 days. As long as your services are set up for skin test required. Okay. So we'll be able to see here in the next 7 days, these clients are all booked in. They have not had a skin test. It will give you the telephone number from here so you can quickly give them a call, or you can click on the name and go to their record card. For anyone who has Colour Start, you have the Colour Start integration with Salon IQ, and this will show you a list of clients who have registered for Colour Start, who have been sent a Colour Start passport, and who are ready to do a skin test on. If you don't know what Colour Start is, Jenny, if you can pop the Colour Start FAQ into the notes, but just a quick overview, Colour Start is online, the clients register themselves, they get a skin test done, and then that basically gets them through the whole 12 months for every single colour that they get done in the salon, whether it's on eyelashes or the head. SMS message center just shows you a list of everything that you've got incoming. So this will show you all your incoming text messages. If you're happy, because sometimes clients always put, you can see here they put yes to confirm. I can just put archive. I'm going to click on archive. That one's fine. But then if you've got anyone who's replying to you, you can click on reply from here and you can automatically reply to the client from the text message screen. Notes required if you're a salon who are on your notes and you want to make sure that your team members are always doing your notes, then you can pop in here. It will give you a list of anyone who's not completed their colour notes on their appointment page. If you do consultation forms, this will have a list of all the consultation forms that you've got that have been completed and any of that have been sent out. And then you've got your deposits here, which are not enough deposits or any clients who have paid a deposit. Okay. Any questions on that screen, Jenny?
No, nothing's come through.
No. Okay, perfect. So that's the overview of your appointment book. There's one more thing that I want to show you, which is going to be able to utilize your online booking. So we always get asked, how can I utilize my online booking? It's given all of these different slots and these different appointments, and this is how I want it to work. So on my appointment book, you can see here that I open at 9:30 and my blocks are all starting on the hour. And the advice that we would usually give to you is for your most popular service, that should be what your block is. And what that means is that for online booking, my online booking, if I went to book for Becky today, it would show 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, so on. Okay, so it's showing on the hour. Some people have it on 9, 9:45, 10:15 or 10:30. So you can actually set up your blocks to be what you want them to be. To amend that, we go to the settings, we go to salons, and then we go here where it says appointments. And you'll see that my slot size is 15 and my block size is 60. So your slot size are just your 15 minutes that you have, when you're booking your appointments in. They're your slot sizes. And your block sizes are an hour. So it means that my online booking system is going to offer on the hour. If I want to offer it 9, 9:30, 10, I would change that to 30 minutes. If I wanted to show 9 or 9:45, I will put that on 45 minutes.
Cara,
Yeah.
Helen's just asked, could you change it to next available times?
You can do it for all slots. So, next available times will be all slots. So, yes, you can offer blocks and slots at the same time. To do that, Helen, was it? If we go
Yeah.
to settings and then we go to global, remembering now where it is, and then we go to bookings. There we go. Enable, it's here somewhere. Enable, skin test, enable on bookings. There we go. There we are. Enable slot bookings online, Helen. And that'll just mean that it'll offer the next available. So if you've got an appointment available at 9:45, it's going to offer the 9:45 appointment, but it will offer the client each individual slot. Just to confirm on the blocks, because everyone says, oh, what if all my blocks have gone and I've only got the individual slots left over? Once you've only got two blocks available left, it will then start inputting the individual slots. So it will then try to fill in all of the appointments on the in-between.
Cara, Sophie's asked a couple of questions, but we'll just do the second one first.
Yeah.
To say that is it now sorted that online bookings for when someone wants to book a root colour that they can't book it in the last slot of the day because they need time to process it and dry. So I think they've called a couple of times and had to move colours for that reason. So they're booking the colour in the last slot of the day when there's not enough time after that.
It should never book anything in unless the time is available. So if say for example I book in at 3 o'clock and then I have an hour processing time and then my cut and finish is in at 4 o'clock, it will allow that. But if I booked in at 3 o'clock and my salon closes at 4, it shouldn't book it in. But I don't know, it might be something that you need to speak to the support team about, but I don't.
Sophie, if you just pop
Shouldn't
your
happen.
account code in the chat, what I'll do is I'll get someone to give you a call after this, and then we can just go through your settings and make sure everything's set up as it should be. Thank you. And then the other question from Sophie in a minute, Cara, just flipping back to the deposits, was can you just rerun through the deposits part of the appointment dashboard again? Because it was a bit vast.
Yes, okay. Sorry, there's loads to go through, so I'm trying to get through as much as I can.
I know you're on a
So
mission.
here we've got this bit that says not enough deposits for your appointment. So this will give you a list of everyone who's booked, who has a deposit required, what their account balance is, and the total value. Okay, so as an example, at the very top here, we can see that Rosemary, she needs to pay £94 for her deposit, but she's only paid 20. So we can see that she's not paid enough deposit. It's a great tool, absolute great tool, because you can then go in here and you can send an SMS and we can pop in the payment link. So you've got here where it says add merge field. I click on add merge field and there is a merge field called payment link. I can then email that client, text that client, sorry, and say you need to pay for your deposit before your appointment. Yeah, it's a great tool that you can work through. Again, something that you should be doing on a daily basis.
Fab. Cara, I think that's answered Sophie's question. She said she's starting subscriptions as well, so that's exciting.
Oh, amazing, amazing. We did
Your
a
favourite
webinar.
thing.
We did did a webinar not long ago, Sophie, on the subscriptions. So Jenny, if you can try and find that and send it over, that would be probably be a good help
Yeah.
to set that one up. I'm sure we'll do another one again this year because subscription seems to be another thing that is very new in the industry, but we've got quite a large takeoff on people using them. Okay, perfect. I just want to briefly go on the rosters just because it's the beginning of the year. I want to make sure everyone's comfortable with how to amend a roster and how to change a roster. So just quickly, if we go left click on Karen's name, we've got schedule and then we've got roster. We're clicking on roster and this will give us the team members roster. Okay. So you can see here that we're on a 1 week roster. So it means that we work the same week all of the time, the same hours. If you have multiple salons, we can amend them. So you can see on a Tuesday that they work at Rochester and then you can change it over and say Heathfield. So it just means that they can alternate between two different salons. If a team member works multiple weeks, so this week I'm going to work a Saturday, but next week I'm not going to work a Saturday, you would change the drop down box to 2 weeks. We will click on set weeks and then you would amend the roster to be this Saturday, I'm going to work, and then next Saturday, I'm not going to work. It's really important that you make sure when you're doing it that you're getting the dates right. When you're changing it, you need to know, is this person working this Saturday before you go on save roster? Because we've had people not check the date, save the roster, and then it's changed the days by mistake. So just be very careful when you're doing the weeks in rosters. If you want to change one day, all we do is we're just going to left click here on Becky. We're going to go to schedule and you'll see a schedule today. I'm going to say Becky is working and she's going to start at 12:15. Click on save and then that's just scheduled Becky in for one day. It's not changed her roster. It just means that you've changed the day for that day only. For those of you who are doing online booking, if you can make sure, if you're happy to have your online waitlist turned on. This was great for a lot of salons over the Christmas. So if you go to settings and then salons, you will see here where it says appointments. You've got in here, you've got online cancellations notice period. You've got allow online cancellations reschedules. You've got in salon ones, and then you've also got online waitlist. So online waitlist will be on, and it would mean that the client will be able to add themselves to the waitlist. I'm looking for an appointment online. I can't find it. It will show a button that says add me to the waitlist. Okay. These are really good ones while we're in here. In salon cancellation notice period is 72 hours. That means if we cancel an appointment out the diary, it will say, do you want to mark this as a late cancellation? Yes or no. So if a client is constantly cancelling on you all the time, you can mark them as a late cancellation so you can flag that. And then you have this one, which is allow online cancellations or rescheduling. So if you want clients to be able to cancel their appointment online or you want them to be able to reschedule online, you would use this here, online cancellation notice period. Personally, if it was me, at least 48 hours, at least. What we don't want is clients coming in and changing their appointment on the day or the day before. Too late to fit anybody in. So at least 48, if not, 72. Once the client adds themselves to the waitlist, you'll see in Salon IQ at the very top, we have the bit that says standby. When I click on standby, this will show you a list of everybody who is in the standby list. This is your waitlist. This will be anybody who's tried to book online and they've not been able to find an appointment. If we click on add standby, you would then find the client and then you can add them onto the list. So I'm going to book my client in. She wants to be with Donna, and then you would choose the service or services that they want to get done. If I click on colours, I'm going to say she wants a balayage, and then I'm going to go to cutting, and then I'm going to say, let's have a shampoo and set. Click on continue. I could then say, I want to come in anything from now until the weekend. So any day today up until the weekend. I can only come in between 9 and 3 because I've got kids and I need to pick them up. And then you can pop any notes in here that you wish, click on save, and then that will put the client on the wait list. If an appointment is cancelled out of the diary, a pop-up will show and it will say there is somebody on the wait list that you can fit in. And when you come to the wait list, you will see a list of all of your clients on the wait list, and you'll see here that my available has got an X. Yeah. If the client is available, then they'll have a little green tick, and you can then book them in from here.
Cara, if someone puts themselves on the waiting list using the online bookings waiting list, do they automatically get added to this list? Is it the same list or is it two different?
Same list, you get added automatically to the same list, but you will see that it'll say updated by online bookings. So you will be able to see. So you'll see here, Jenny, where I've got updated by admin. That's me. So if you're working in the salon, it'll say updated by Jenny, updated by Cara. And if the client's done it online, it'll say updated by online bookings. So you'll be able to see the difference. And you can actually filter it by using the little filter button at the top.
Fabulous, thank you.
Good. Getting through a lot. Okay, so if you're happy with that, any more questions on that, Jenny?
Yeah, there is more questions. Hold on. I'm answering so many
questions today.
Where are we? So Samantha asked, is there a way you can disable clients from booking a 10 past 10 appointment? For example, if there's a 10 o'clock appointment available to save them leaving a gap.
If you've got your blocks correct, then you wouldn't need to do that. But the answer to that question is no. You can't.
So Samantha, what it might be worth doing is maybe booking an education session in with one of the team just to make sure that you've got your settings as they should be, because then people should always be pushed to go to 10 o'clock rather than being able to pick 10 past 10. That shouldn't be available as a time.
Yeah.
I'll pop the link over in a minute. And then another question from Michelle, going back to the notes required, do you have to set something up to see this?
Yes. So when you go to settings and then you go to services, you need to go through a list of all of your services that require notes. So if I open up balayage and scroll down, you'll see this one here that says notes required. If you just toggle that on and click on save, any appointments that are created for the client for a balayage will then show on the appointment dashboard. Okay, so I'm just going to go through that again. So settings, salons, open up the appointment, balayage. To be honest, there's two things in here that you really need to think about. The first one is notes required, and the second one is skin test required. So if that service requires a skin test and you want them to show on the appointment dashboard, and you want to be able to send the clients emails 3 days before their appointments, you also need to have that on, skin test required.
Fabulous. And then a question from Sophie. How would you know if the client is available or not if they're on the wait list already with the X? So wouldn't you know by the sort of calling them, or is that your prompt to call them?
No, it's a pop-up. So there's a pop-up that pops up in the diary. So if I cancelled this person here, the reason they're on the wait list is because there was no room for the appointment that they were looking for. If I then cancel an appointment out the diary, because the client rings me to cancel, it will then come up with a pop-up to say there is somebody on the wait list that you can fit in. You press OK, takes you to the wait list, and you can see your list.
Does that help, Sophie?
The good thing is as well, don't panic. If you're busy and it pops up and says there's somebody on the wait list you can fit in, if you press OK and you're busy, you go away, it'll keep popping up It'll annoy you until you actually do something, until you
Put them in
actually
there.
do something about it. Yeah, yeah, but it's not going to disappear. And you also get a little symbol at the top on the standby that'll tell you that someone's available as well.
So Sophie said she understands that, but then you said that it had an X next to their name saying they're not available, which was confusing.
Oh, it's because I was doing an example of mine. If an appointment was available, it'd have a green tick.
Right. Okay. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And then we've got a question from Beaumont Clinic. Is there a way of changing skin test to prescription, like if they're doing Botox? So I guess it's just the wording, rather than it saying skin test, maybe having the word prescription instead.
Okay, so coming in the next couple of months, it's already been spec'd and we've designed it and it's ready. We're just building it in the background, is what we're going to call extra skin tests. Because at the moment, there's one skin test option available, and which is what connects to the appointment page. But for the likes of beauty and Botox, and there's different skin tests that you need to do. You're going to be able to add 5 extra skin tests and name them yourself. So they can be called whatever you want them to be.
Hope that
Yeah.
helps. Fabulous.
So that was all done and designed in December. We did that's what was our admin time during December. We got it all done, being approved, and we're just waiting for our next release is February, and then it'll be March or April that we go through and release the new skin tests. Excited.
Fabulous. I think I'm up to date. If I have missed any questions, don't feel afraid to just ask again. But
Yeah.
I think we're up to date for now.
You really tested my knowledge today, guys. First week back, you need to be kind to me. Okay, so
Oh,
I'm going
will,
to move
sorry,
on.
Clara. Will that
Yeah.
still be flagged up like the main skin test with those
Yep.
5? Yeah.
So what we're going to do is the flows are going to work exactly the same. When you create the skin test email reminder, there'll be a list of options for all those different ones that you've created.
Fab.
All covered.
You may move on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so next one, stock. I'm going to go on to stock is something that, with what I find with salons, they either really into the stock and they're very into it and it's got to be done, every 2 days, or people are going, I'm never going to use it. I don't like it. I don't know what to do. So, yeah, and I think it's a sticking point as well of trying to get the team and the best process on how to do your stock. And so there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either do it on Salon IQ or you can do it on your mobile phone. So if you've got your mobile phone, it'd be really great if you could just log into your Salon IQ right now. Because I always find if it's hands-on, it's just easier for you to understand. So I'm just going to log into mine. Are we all in? All in your phone? Yeah. So you should be logged in your phone as normal. So I'm going to show you on Salon IQ on my screen, but you can actually still do the same thing on your phone. So if we go to the menu button, I want you to go to dashboard. This is on the computer. Now, if you do it on your phone, if you click on the menu button and then you need to go to your dashboard, get it up, trying to get the stock up for you on my phone. There we go. Menu. Okay, so can you all see the stock on your phone? So you should be able to see that there is a stock button, stock dashboard. So if we go here, we've got menu, we've got dashboard, and then we've got stock dashboard. And this is how the view is on your Salon IQ. Again, as I say, you can do it on your mobile phone as well. Firstly, if you want to do stock and you want to do purchase orders, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to do a stock take. Okay. It's the very first thing. You're not going to be able to do everything else. It's not going to fit in unless you do a stock take. So here we've got stock take. We click on stock take and you can either scan what you want to do the stock take on, or you can click on choose product. So we click on choose product. That will then give me a list of all of my products. And I say, I'm going to do a stock take on this. Now, clearly I've got a terrible stock take because I'm on -31. So it'll tell you what your current stock levels are. And then here you've got what your new stock levels are. So I go around and I count and I'm going to pop in, this is how much we have. Definitely not minus. Okay, so I've counted, I've gone through, and we've got 34 products. If your ordering system works on minimum levels, meaning if I get under 4, I want the system to flag and order more products. You would need to get your minimum stock on 4 because you don't want to go below 4. If it goes below 4 and it goes to 3, it's going to order 1. Okay. So the most important thing is to go in here and make sure that you do a full stock take. The easiest way to do it is actually from a phone or from an iPad, because when you're doing it from your phone, you've got the list there and you can just click on scan and then you can scan the product on your phone and then you can just go, I've got 3 of them, save. Do it again. I've got 4 of them, save. So I always find it's much quicker on the phone. The other great thing that you can do as well is say, right, Jenny, I want you to go and do the Sebastian range over there. Okay, so you have got a salon iPad, you're going to go away and you're going to do the stock take on that. Nadine, I'm looking at you because your face is right in front of me. I want you to go and do Dermalogica. So you would then go away with your iPad or your phone and you would scan using your mobile. And it just means that you get through your stock take much quicker because you're not just using the Salon IQ PC, especially when you've got clients checking in, checking out, making appointments. It's quite difficult to try and do a stock take on the computer when the salon's open. Okay. So first thing, stock take, add your levels in, add your minimum stock. It's pretty simple. Okay. Once you've done that, you are then able to do purchase orders through Salon IQ. Okay. So up here, we've got a button that says purchase orders. We click on purchase order and you've got 3 options. You've got a replenish, you've got an automatic, and you've got a manual. Okay. Replenish seems to be the most popular one to use right now. It used to be automatic, but now it's replenish. So when I click on replenish, I can go on the drop down box. I could choose a supplier or I could choose all. And then I could say, I want to replenish anything that is being used or sold in the last 4 weeks. So looking at GHD, what's being sold or used in the salon in the last 4 weeks. And when I click on create order, that will give me a list of anything that we need to rebuy. Okay. It works really well for colours. If you get your colours and everything completely right in your system and you just want to not overbuy and you don't want to overuse these products, then all you would need to do is do a replenish. We do find a lot of hair salons do a replenish every 3 weeks and a lot of beauty do every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what they're using. Does a question come through there, Jenny?
Yes. 2 seconds. Is there a way, sorry, I was just letting somebody in. Is there a way that a salon can wipe basically all of their stock and start again? They have repeats of lots of, products and colors under different names and barcodes, which makes it impossible to keep on top of it. So can we wipe the slate clean and start again?
Yes, yeah, you can start again. I'm just going to create a new tab just so I don't mess around with what I am now. So if I go to menu here, so the menu button here, I go to settings and then I go to suppliers. In here is a list of everything that you supply within the salon. If I open up this one here, We've got the details in there. We've got supplier lines. Yeah, okay, perfect. And then we've got here, reset stock quantity. Be very careful. If you do this, it can't be undone. There's nothing we could do. And also, if you do it in the suppliers, it will reset the quantity for every single supplier that you've got. Okay. There is a way to do an individual supplier. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But if you want to just do everything and start again, come in here, reset. Okay. If you want to do individuals, you need to go to settings. You need to go to products. And now I need to remind myself how to do it. Then we go to, I think, bulk update. It is bulk update. You would then choose the supplier that you want to delete. So these are the ones I want to delete. Go on to the three dots on the right hand side. Are you really getting me now? Click on active. Yeah, click on active there. There's definitely a way to do it. No, not that one. My mind's gone blank. I might have to get back to you on that one. I will not be one.
Don't let it
Active.
beat you.
Yeah, I'm not going to let it beat me. There's definitely a way where you can. Ah, okay. I think you need that button on. Okay, let me start again. I think you need to have on what's on hand. So what's on hand, and then the option will show. I'm more than sure.
We're all holding our breath now.
I know. I won't be beaten. It's all on there.
One question while we might wait, which might be easy to answer. So will the scan only work on the phone if you operate off barcodes on the computer as well as in Salon?
Yeah, you've got to have a
Yeah.
barcode for it to scan, otherwise it's got nothing to scan on. Yeah. I'm gonna test myself again now, see if I've got it right. I might not. Showing out the minimum stock level, quantity on hand. Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so to go back to it, you go to bulk update, you find your supplier. Then the next thing you need to do is click on the three dots, and it needs to be toggled on to minimum stock level and quantity on hand. Okay, so this is GHD, and now you can see that I've got zero quantity on hand. That will just delete GHD only. Phew,
Fab.
testing me this morning. Testing me
Couple of
this
quick
morning.
questions because I know we are now
Yeah,
3 minutes over.
yeah.
So what is the difference between this and the reorder in reports?
The reordering reports is just a basic report. It's not gonna give you a purchase order like this one will do. So I'll show you. I'll finish this part and then you'll see what I mean. So when you do the purchase order, you obviously choose the distributor and whoever it is that you use, and choosing the dates of when you want it to be there, and then we click on save and get your dates right because I'm in December. Still in December. And click on save. So you'll see here that we've got, this is my order. You'll see the orders here. You've got an order date, a reference number, and the totals. So if you've got your cost prices in there as well, it's a real great way to make sure that you're not overspending. So when I click back on here, we have the three little dots. If you can see them, we click on the three little dots and we've got this button that says print. We click on print. It then gives you the purchase order that you can then email over to the supplier. No more ringing them up and read them out over the phone, or, write it on an email. No need to do that. You can then click on here and you can email this order over to the supplier. A little bonus, if you are with L'Oreal or if you're with Wella, and we're working our way through the companies, it's just trying to get that partnership. If you click on the black dots here, the black box, and there's an export button. When you click on there, there's a button that says send to L'Oreal. In February, there's going to be another one that says send to Wella. And eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to get all
Very nice.
of the suppliers. And what that will do is it downloads an Excel spreadsheet. So I'll do one now. It downloads an Excel, and then you can automatically upload it into L'Oreal in 2 seconds. It's great. So L'Oreal needs a certain format. They have their platform that you basically go on, and there's a button that you can press to just upload your orders. If you do this in Salon IQ, it puts it in the correct format. You basically just upload that into L'Oreal and it saves your order. Got lots of clients using that, but lots of clients who don't know it's actually there. It's great. Yeah. So that's for L'Oreal at the moment is live. The Weller one will be February, end of February, I think. We're working on it right now. As I say, the plan is to get most of the suppliers on there if we can to make life easier. What we are going to do is this is what we call phase one. This phase two will be you'll press a button for L'Oreal and it'll automatically go into their system without you having to download it and then re-upload it, because I'm sure that'll be a question that'll get put in. Okay.
One other question, Cara. Can you keep the color stock separate from the retail for ordering?
Yeah, so the best way that the majority of salons do is when you add your suppliers is to have two separate ones, one called L'Oreal Retail and one called L'Oreal Professional. That is the best way to do it. You can actually mark them in here as well, as what product type it is, whether it's retail or whether it's professional. The good thing about doing this is because it stops any of the professional items showing up at checkout when you're selling. So when you click on home care, I bet you're a lot of years at the moment, it's just showing every single product that you've got in the database. If you go into your suppliers and set them to be retail or set them to be professional, only the retail items will show at checkout. And then once you've done your purchase order, I'm happy to run over. Obviously, anyone who can't stay, then we can email you the recording anyway. We haven't got much more to go through. So once you've actually done your stock take, you also need to be thinking about how is my team going to process anything that they're using in the salon. So there's a hairspray there, and I'm going to take it off the shelf and I'm going to use it on the client, and then that's going to be getting used as a salon use. Then you've got to think about anything that's being used, any wax tubs, any foils that have been, they've used it all, any tints that they've used. So what we usually recommend is to have a stock bin in the back for anything that's getting used for mixing colours or waxing or anything like that. I would recommend to do it every 1 to 2 days, because the thing is, once it starts piling up, it's really hard to try and get through it all. But what you need to do, and again, this can be done on a phone and it can be done on Salon IQ, is the part that says salon use. So we click on salon use. We would scan the product, or you would choose the product. So we could say this one, that one, continue. And basically all of these, we've used 2 of them in the salon this week. We've used 1 of them and we've used 1 of them. Click on save, and then that will take it off your stock as being used. One of the biggest problems, I think this is more for hair than it is beauty, but correct me if I'm wrong, is people doing things like, I'm going to take that hairspray off the shelf and I'm going to use it in the salon, and I've not told anyone about it. Do have a little trick that you can do. So I'll just get my little vitamins. So this is on the shelf. I would get a black marker. Okay. This is on the shelf. Jenny takes it off because she's busy and she starts using it in the salon. She's not scanned it out as salon use, and that's going to mess up my stock because it looks like it's missing. Okay. If you go around the salon, if you see anything with a barcode that doesn't have a black marker through it, it's not being scanned through Salon IQ as salon use. So I could grab that and go, that one's not being scanned. I come in here, I scan it as salon use, I get my black marker and I put a black marker through the barcode to know that I've processed that through Salon IQ, knowing that it's gone through as salon use. Okay, just a little trick that some salons find handy to do that. Once your orders come in, obviously you get your box as normal. You still need to count it, count your box as normal. You go back to your purchase orders and you open your purchase order. You check it within the box that they've got here. We do have a receive all button. If you've got a huge list, rather than going through here and going, yeah, we did get one of them. Yes, we did get one of them. What I tend to do is say, just click on receive all. It'll receive them all here in green and then go through and manually just amend. Actually, they didn't send me that because there was none left, or they only sent me 3 of them because that's all they had. And then once you click on save, that would basically update all of your levels in Salon IQ automatically. You have lots of reports to go with it. You can see the stock dashboard, which is showing you what stock you have in, to what sales you're selling, which is really, really useful. You've got this button here that says reports. We click on reports, and this will give you a list of all of the reporting that you can do for your stock. The one that Jenny mentioned earlier on was the one that was dead stock. So we click on dead stock, and that will basically give you a list of all of your products, what is fast selling, what is slow selling, and what is initially what we call dead stock. Okay. Anything that's sold less than a month is fast. Anything that's between 2 and 5 months is slow. And anything more than 6 months is what we call dead stock. And look at me, I don't have any. Usually you'd have a red part of the pie chart to say that you've got dead stock. Okay. If I then click on that pie chart, it will break down all of those individual buttons. I'm just going to slightly zoom in just so you can see. And this will show me the product, the last time it was sold. So I can see last time it was sold, if it was 2021, whether we've got them on hand, what the cost is, and what the total cost is for all of those products. That's a really, really, really great report.
And it's a great thing to do in January as well, isn't it? Because I guess you either
Yeah.
contact your supplier and see whether they'll take them back potentially, or you could do a promotion to just get rid of it as long as you cover your costs, then do a little promotion in the salon, get it all out by the end of January and start fresh in Feb.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, you can see what's hidden in the cupboard. So it says I've got 3 of them, and you open the cupboard, and there you go. You've got an advent calendar from Christmas 2021. So there's always a way, and products expire as well. So it's a great way to look through and go, they're gonna expire. I'm gonna stick them on the front of reception in a little basket, what we usually see, pop them on offer, and just get rid of them. Okay. Any other questions? I know there's been
No,
quite a lot on this webinar this
that has.
morning.
A lot of people are asking for the subscription webinar, so I will dig out the link to that and I will send it to the people that have asked for it. But I will also share it again in the Facebook group. So there's a lot of interest on that. We probably will cover it as well later as we go through the year. And I've also just shared the education link. So if you want to go through anything, whether it be subscription, stock, automation, your appointment book, again, in one-to-one detail, then just click on that link or save it for later, and you can book in with one of the education team and go through it one-on-one. Yeah, don't worry, Harriet, her iPad's about to die. We have gone on
Don't
for
worry,
way
my computer just breaks randomly.
yeah, so I shall send it out, and Samantha, I'll put you on the list as well to get the subscriptions. But like I say, that's a hot topic, so I'm sure we will cover it again as we go through on other webinars as well. But we'd love to see you again next Wednesday, 10 o'clock, for the next subject in our little trio, and then hopefully I've shared the whole year basically of what we've got. So you should all have that on your emails, and it's in the Facebook group as well. If you're not on the Facebook group, please do request to join. Just pop your account details and ask you a couple of questions. It's a really lovely community where we all help each other. We share so much in there, and every recording as well. So, Cara, what's your account code? Not you, Cara. This Cara
Okay.
Harnett. I'm just going to wait for Cara to reply, so I can send her the subscriptions. But I
Yeah,
will put it
that's
in the
fine.
Facebook group as well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly, while we're waiting for the replies and any questions to come through, is just briefly go through how to set up your confirmation and your appointment reminders. So just to make sure that you've got them set up to how they should be. If you go to intelligent marketing, we go to automation and then custom. In custom gives you a list of lots of different options, so you can come in here. There's two options that people tend to get mistaken. You've got an appointment confirmation and you've got an appointment reminder. Two completely different things. An appointment confirmation goes on the day that the client books. So if I book now for in 7 weeks' time, I will get a text message today to remind me that thanks for booking, this is your confirmation. Okay. The second one is an appointment reminder. And on the appointment reminder, this is where you can set it to be 3 days before, 4 days before, however you want to do it. So that's the difference between the confirmation and the appointment reminder. On the top, you've got SMS. If we go on the top SMS and we change that to email, you can do exactly the same for a confirmation and you can do the same for a reminder. Now I'm going to show you something new. I'm guessing this is a lot for beauty. It's very new. I don't think many people know about it. So on the appointment confirmation, if we go on here now, we can add our confirmation email. And if I go on to add merge field, we now have a merge field that says insert all forms. Okay, obviously put that in the right place on your email. Once you've popped in insert all forms, you can set up the system to know Cara's just booked an IPL, send her an IPL consultation form. Cara's just booked in for an eyebrow wax, send her an eyebrow wax consultation form. So it'll look at the individual service that the client is booked in for, and it'll know send them the IPL consultation form. And there's one more setup that you need to do for this. So if we go to settings and then services, if we go on to, I think we do Casey at the salon. Yep. We go here. I can see all of my Casey services. I'm going to click on that service. On the left-hand side, I've got a button that says consultation form, and I'm just going to attach the form that goes with that service. So let's send that one and click on save. Okay. So that means that now when I book a Casey, I will get a confirmation and it will have the Casey consultation form attached to that email. So no longer do you have to set up 17 different emails.
Fabulous. I mean,
Which our
that's a game
education
changer, isn't
team,
it?
yeah, which our education team were very, very pleased with. They were so happy, and a lot of feedback from our clients as well. So that's something new that we've popped in there.
And again, for everything we're covering, if you click on the little question mark at the top, Cara, if you can just click on it and go to the IQ Academy, you will see that we have pretty much got a guide for every single part of IQ, whether it's the best practice guides, our featured masterclasses, everything we've done today. Just go and give it a little search. If you can't find it, email help@saloniq.com and they'll either be able to send it to you or we can create it. But there's so much in there that you can get. There's even like a new starter, isn't there, Cara, where we've done
Yeah.
a series of videos to help onboard a new starter if you've got anyone new starting. There really is so much here, and if we're missing anything, just shout and we will do it. So
Yeah, and the
definitely
majority
recommend.
of them have images, don't they? You know, a lot of them have
Yeah,
images and they all have videos. So this is our new starter one. This is great for when you've got a new starter. And it breaks down Salon IQ. One is the appointment book. Then the next one will be rosters and holidays. And the next one is cashing up. So instead of throwing all of this information at them at once, you can just go and watch on Monday, watch one video. On Tuesday, watch another video. And you're easing them into it. But even things like the appointment dashboard that we've just been talking about this morning, if I click on appointment dashboard, there's an FAQ there for the appointment dashboard, and it'll give you a breakdown of absolutely everything that is on the dashboard that we spoke about this morning.
Yeah, so it's a really good little tool that you can go to in your Salon IQ hub.
Hmm.
Finally, I just want to ask really quickly, because I know we are taking the mic now, but if
Mhm.
if we were to do a webinar all around AI, so ChatGPT, how to use it, how to get the best from it, how not to use it, would it be of interest to you as an audience?
That's the quickest
Um,
yes I've ever seen. Yep.
because we've been doing so much work on it ourselves over the last, well, 6 to 12 months. There's a lot of AI coming within Salon IQ this year as well, which is really exciting. Um, but yeah, that's fabulous. I think that's a yes, Cara.
Okay, that's good.
Need an extra one in then, and put something together around AI and how to use these
Wow.
platforms and what they're good for.
There's a lot of yeses. And the thing is that we find it everyone's using AI even on emails and designing gift
Yeah,
cards
there's
to
so many
add
little
into
tricks,
Salon
isn't there, to
IQ. Yeah, and
to
it's
use it
knowing how
properly.
to use it and use it properly and just small things like, make sure that it's on UK setting and it's not got the wrong spelling in because,
Oh, I
it's
hate
just,
that.
yeah, I know. Just small things to help and how you can do it to design like your online gift card image. Something as simple as that.
Yeah. So fab. Right, we will work on that, and then we will come out when we've got a plan together about a date
Okay.
for that one and share it as soon as we can, so you can all be free for that one.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We get it that it's still very early January. People are still, finishing off the chocolates and stuff. And then we know that you're all back to work. But like I say, hope to see you next week, 10 o'clock. And if we can help in the meantime, just email help@saloniq.com, or you've got the Academy, or you've got the education link there.
Thank you, Jenny. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for being so
Thank you.
patient.